Hello, YouTube friends. Randy here with We Crafty Creations. A couple updates for you about some new things going on with Goimagine. I apologize if I look angry. I am sitting out in the sun, and my face isn't in the sun, but it's still really bright out here. Shadow has insisted that he wants to go outside, and I don't like him being outside without me because we have this upper deck, and I'm afraid he's going to jump over the edge, and I like to keep an eye on him, make sure there's nothing that's going to startle him or interest him enough that he's going to try to do that. I know that the likelihood is really low, but it's just something. Plus, what if there's some big hawk gonna come down and pick him up? I don't know. Very protective of Shadow, and he is an indoor cat only, but up on this upper deck, I like to let him out and he gets to sniff the air and hear the birds and everything, so he's a big fan of it. So a couple updates for you on Goimagine. Stay tuned to the very end because I'm gonna save the most exciting one for last. But the first one I wanted to talk about, it's not quite here yet, but it's going to be on the banners and the logos and everything else that we do in Goimagine. There's going to be a button that's going to appear here that's going to allow us to go straight to an Adobe program that apparently is similar to Canva, and then you can actually create your banner or your logo or whatever you're creating in there, and then you can easily transfer that right back on to Goimagine. It's an integration that they have done, and this was just released recently within the last week or so. It's pretty new, so that's kind of all the information that I have about it at this time. But if you go to Maker Circle and you check out the replays of the weekly, what do they call it, office hours, where John Lincoln talks about things, that is the fastest way to find out what is new that's going on with Goimagine. And you can ask questions there, and they're really good about answering them. So it's a great place for new people if you've just joined and you have a lot of questions and you're confused about stuff, but it's also just kind of fun and interesting just to hear whatever's going on, and you kind of get into the mind of the person who created Goimagine. So it's pretty exciting. The person that came up with the idea. Created might be the wrong word, but anyways, so that's one thing, is the banners and everything like that. That's going to be really cool, especially for folks who aren't good with that kind of thing. It's going to just help them a lot to just be able to do that without having to go to a separate site, without having to download a separate app, that type of thing. It's just going to be a really seamless way to do it. And then there's also going to be in products, and I just checked and it's not there yet that I can see. I think it's going to be here where it says status of product, and mine says active, and then you've got disabled and you've got hidden, and those have been the choices for a long time. There's going to be a new one called archive, and you're going to be able to archive the product there, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it not count towards your max number of listings that the plan that you chose allows. So if you have the launch plan, which is the least expensive, I think it's $2.50 a month still, that only allows you to have 25 listings. But if you have 25 listings and you've got half of them hidden because you aren't done with them yet, or you ran out of stock for something and you can't make that item right now, or whatever the case may be, that still counts towards your 25. But when they put this archive system in place, you'll be able to archive it there, and then it no longer counts towards your total. And then if you later become ready to sell that item again, then there'll be a clone option to get that back into a listing that you can work with, and then you can make it active and sell it again. So that'll be really nice, because I know a lot of people, they hit that limit and then they have items that they're like, well, I don't want to sell this item right now, but I don't want to delete it completely, because then I'll lose all the information, the pictures and everything that I've filled in there, and everything's perfect the way it is. This is the way to save that information, but to still not have it count towards your total number of allowed listings, depending on the plan that you have. So that's really cool. But that is not the coolest news. In my opinion, there is something that is a little bit cooler, and that is that Starla Moore has been working with Goimagine. This is new as of April 23rd, basically, I think, somewhere around there. Starla and John Lincoln had a long conversation, and she's going to be doing a class there's a better word for it, I'm sure, a presentation on the Maker Circle app. She's going to be on there doing some type of training. I think it's her Brand Planet training, which I've seen already before, but it never hurts to kind of brush up. But if you haven't heard of Starla Moore before, or you haven't seen her videos, I definitely recommend checking her out. She is a YouTuber, has tons of YouTube videos, but it's way beyond that. She has the Alpha Academy, Handmade Alpha Academy. I feel like I'm missing a word, but maybe that's good enough. But her and her husband Mark have been on YouTube for years. Their YouTube channel is really, really good, and it's entertaining and it's funny. It's not just about learning about handmade selling and whatnot, but there's a lot more to it. She has mostly always been an Etsy teacher, a coach who's going to teach you everything about your Etsy shop and how to do well with your Etsy shop. But I think she's starting to see how Goimagine has a place in this market, and we can really get behind Goimagine because we know that we can trust them and they're not just out for money like Etsy is. And I still have a shop on Etsy. I'm not just completely trying to dog Etsy or anything, but there's been a lot of things that have happened over the last year or two that's just really frustrating for a lot of sellers on Etsy. And so it's pretty cool that she is looking at Goimagine more seriously. I've definitely heard a lot of people who only sell on Etsy, kind of put down Goimagine and be like, well, they're so small, it doesn't really matter. But the thing is they've been growing a lot, so they're getting more attention of these these experts and these people who have been selling online for years, and that's just really awesome. So really excited to see she is going to be working with Goimagine in whatever capacity. John Lincoln did bring that up in the most recent office hours, but he was pretty vague about it and didn't want to really say a whole lot. So we'll see how it goes. Basically, I think it's let's have her do this thing and see where that goes. But I do think that she has the potential to bring in a lot of new sellers to the platform. And the more sellers we have, especially high quality sellers who really know how to take photos and, know how to do all those things. Not that anybody else can't learn those things, but, those really high quality sellers are going to make a huge difference in bringing in more buyers, and just really starting to ramp things up. So I'm really excited about that. There is a bee that is making me very nervous. He is interested. I have a bright yellow hoodie. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but that I decided that I'm going to get rid of because, I like it and I like the way it looks on me, but every time I wear it, I swear there's just bees everywhere. And it's a pretty lightweight hoodie, so I don't wear it in the winter time or anything. I'm always wearing it in the summer. This bee is pretty much touching me. So I think I'm going to have to end this video before things go crazy. But those were the three sorry. Those were the three biggest things he left. The three biggest things that are the biggest news that are going on with Goimagine over the last few weeks. I've been adding a few listings in. I'm really excited to get ready for the busy season in Q4, but also, trying to keep working on my shop and keep working on my listings. So I hope you're doing the same. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you found this informational or interesting or helpful in any way, and subscribe if you want to see more videos about Goimagine and Etsy and all that fun stuff. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page. The link is in the description. Our Facebook group, I should say, Goimagine Help. And so that's a really great place for people to post questions that they need help with and to, discuss all that is Goimagine. There's a lot of great Facebook groups out there, but ours is, specifically for helping if you're having trouble with something in particular, setting up listings and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, hope everybody is having a great day, and we'll see you soon.